everyone, welcome back to your February 28th daily reading. Like I mentioned in my previous videos, I've had to consolidate all of the dailies into one. I will leave timestamps in the description box, but I do feel like this is actually a good thing and is going to work out well. Plus, for those of you who know your birth charts and you like to watch your other other signs that are in your birth chart to see if you got any messages from those. This will help you like kind of go back and forth and pick and choose without having to hunt for other videos. If you're not familiar with your birth chart and that's something you're interested in learning, I'm actually learning to decipher mine in depth. So if you're interested in learning about that, let me know and I will make a series about that and kind of a learn with me type of thing. Other than that, I think that's really all of the announcements. Your monthlies will be individual. So when I upload your monthlies and your weeklies, I will upload those individually. They won't be all together because I plan on going pretty in depth with those. All right, so how this is going to work is I am going to take these cards and shuffle them around. And then I'm just going to go through the signs. So, all right, this is y'all's February 28th. Oh. All right, get them all shuffled so I'm not playing favorites. And let's see who's going first. Aquarius. Now let me see if you can see this because I have moved things around. Always moving things around. All right, Aquarius, February 28th. I'm drawn to Crystal Visions for you. This has been my go-to deck lately. I feel like a lot of the signs are kind of going through emotional things right now and romance things, and this is the romance deck. This is the one that talks about all the feels and relationship things. It really goes in depth with those. So Aquarius, I guess I'm leaning towards relationship or romance with you, but it does talk about finance. How about I just stop talking and let's see what the cards say. What is happening for Aquarius for February 28th? What is there? Focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome for February 28th. Please and thank you, Aquarius. February 28th. Please and thank you. Eight of Wands. That's been coming up a lot lately. King of Wands. Two of Swords. I feel like I've given this reading already. Oh. Slightly different outcome. All right, let me double check that you can see everything here. All right, so what's been kind of happening in the background is that things are not progressing forward. Things are not moving. You want them to. You're tired of being kind of stuck where you are. And you're ready for things to move forward, but they aren't. At least not up to this point. The good news is that you do have the Death card as a outcome. So I feel like whatever this is that just isn't ending, that you're just not getting movement on, is going to end. So there will be movement. So there can be movement. Not will, but can be movement. It looks like just, with these two that you're waiting on something to end. And that is why the movement. Another thing that's keeping things from moving forward, I see in the obstacle, you're not wanting to make a decision about something. So that's just a brief overview. Your focus is the King of Wands. So you're kind of being bold right now. I'm also getting kind of gathering your courage because you feel like I said, I feel like things have not been moving. So I feel like you feel like it's been kind of like the pressure's kind of been building and building and building. So while you've been waiting on this movement that hasn't been happening, you've been like psyching yourself up a little bit, not in a bad way, but like kind of preparing yourself, because you know once movement starts happening, it's going to be like bam, and you're going to need to be on your A game. So I feel like that's what you've been doing. You've been preparing yourself to be on like your A game. All right. So, your obstacle, like I said, is this decision. There's a decision that needs to be made. And I feel like that's really what's holding things up. Because I feel like once this decision is made, you know, that's going to be what kind of starts the chain reaction to this ending, or that is the decision. Are you ending something? Are you going to end something? This could be someone else needing to make a decision. But I'm getting this might be you. But since you've been kind of, you know, gathering your energy or, you know, psyching yourself up for your A game sort of, this could be you've been waiting on someone to make a decision to, so either way, your obstacle is someone needs to make a decision. Your advice is the Four of Cups. All right, so the Four of Cups, if it was this way, I would say it would say take time, you know, rest, recover, you know, whatever's waiting in this cup for you will be there when you're ready for it, you know, to go do something with it. I'm getting, with it being reversed and in the, you know, advice spot, this isn't really, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. So it doesn't say if this decision is being made, but I feel like you don't really need to reminisce over this. You don't need to really think about this. Once movement starts happening, I feel like you kind of just need to go with it. Like I said, I feel like you've kind of already been here. So once this decision is made, just, you know, just move forward, because I feel like the advice is the time for looking back, reminiscing, trying to decide, kind of trying to decide what you want to do, or assessing. Sometimes I see this as like an assessing card when it's this way. It's like you kind of need to take time and just sit there and kind of like reminisce or assess. I'm getting your advice is that the time for that is over. I feel like you've kind of already been doing that, because the outcome, like I said, is death. So something is going to end. And I feel like you knew that was going to be the outcome. You knew that was going to be the decision. And so that's why you've been preparing yourself for it. It's just been really slow getting here. But I do get that, you know, once this decision is made, things are going to start rolling, and you're going to start getting that closure and that ending that you need or you want. Have no idea what this is about. Meaning, sorry, I can't decide if this is relationship related, if this is work related. This could be related to a lot of different things. So just take it how it fits in with you. Like I said, not one thing is really pointing out. I mean, everything's here except Pentacles, so may or may not be about work, since they didn't show up. But like I said, this could be a variety of different things. I'm not getting that it's just a relationship, although for some of you I do feel like it will be a relationship. So I don't feel like you really need healing. I feel like you're good. You're going to be good with this decision that's being made. So I'm just going to go with my Shadow and Light, not tarot, oracle for you guys. What message or guidance do you have for Aquarius for February 28th? February 28th for Aquarius. Please and thank you. What message or guidance do you have for Aquarius for February 28th? Please and thank you. You guys are kind of sticking together. You can't decide which ones you want to give me, huh? I feel like it's that one. Guidance, but where will it lead you? Sea Beacon Fairy. So I feel like this is kind of talking about this card because this card talks about you will be getting guidance, but you kind of need to question where it's coming from and who it's coming from, and kind of just be clear about what's going on. So I feel like this is not necessarily a warning, but just something to be cautious of. Just something to kind of keep in the back of your mind. That doesn't mean be second guessing everybody around you and everybody else's motives. That's not what I'm saying. Don't turn yourself into being paranoid. But if somebody's guidance feels a little off, you're like, I'm not really sure how this is going to help me. It might not be the guidance that you need right then. So just be mindful and make sure you feel good about the guidance that you get if you decide to take it. That doesn't mean, you have to be mean about guidance you get that doesn't feel good. And I'm not saying that anybody's really trying to steer you wrong on purpose. Just, it might not, they might still have the best of intentions for you, but it just might not really be the best guidance for you. So just watch out for that. All right, Aquarius, that's your February 28th. All right, who is next? We have Cancer. All right, how are my Cancers for February 28th? Cancer, February 28th. What is Cancer's focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome for February 28th? Cancer's February 28th. Please, thank you. I did see the 3 of Cups, so we'll see if that comes back up. All right, Cancer, February 28th. Please and thank you. How do they end their February 28th? With focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome for February 28th. Please and thank you, Cancer. All right. Nothing going on in the background for you. I didn't feel like. Cards didn't even feel like they wanted to spit something out at me, so hopefully that's a good thing, Cancer. All right, we got the Knight of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles reversed. We can work with this. We can definitely work with this. I wish I still had your little things over here that I could see what your past readings were. Titled, at least, because then it gives me an idea. Let me get a drink first. All right. So your focus is moving forward. You're not in a rush to move forward. In fact, you're being very methodical about how you're moving forward. You're planning ahead. You're okay with the movement being slow because this is earth energy. You have a lot of earth energy here. So this is not fast moving energy. And you're okay with that. You're okay with slow and steady wins the race type of thing. So you are definitely focused on money right now and creating wealth and stability for you and your family. Your obstacle is that the 5 of Pentacles, You're not there yet. But this is, what I get is this being your obstacle. I also get that this is your motivation, okay? So your motivation is to bring you and your family in out of the cold. Not that I get that y'all are really in the cold. It's just things are tighter and you want things to be, you want to have a little bit nicer things. You don't want to have to stress so much. You don't want to have to live paycheck to paycheck. You know, you want to have spending money. You want to have investments. You know, this is what the Ten of Pentacles is talking about. Long-term investments, you know, thinking long term, retirement, leaving something for your family, you know. So that's what you're working on. That's your end game. That's the outcome. Even though it's reversed, you know, it's just letting, really what I see, what it's here, I'm jumping ahead, I know, is that you're, this is what you're working on. This is what you're working towards. So, no, you're not there yet. You know, you're not a millionaire yet or whatever you think is rich to you, but you're working towards it. You're getting there, okay? And so the good thing about this, you know, even though I see this as an obstacle, I also see this as your motivation. You're going about this the right way. You know, you're not just rushing in and, you know, taking risky investments. You're being very strategic right now. You're planning ahead. You're thinking ahead. You know, you're not going to just get some off the wall idea and then run with it. You know, you're stable right now. All right, so this is great. Your advice is the Ace of Cups. So, which I think is kind of interesting that you have the Ace of Cups here and an all Pentacles reading. So, I feel like this is, I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to say it. So this is filling your cup up in a different way. Like, yes, you're focused on the material world and material things, meaning money, not greedy, anything like that, you know. But this is like giving you like a new appreciation, sort of. This is giving you some new emotions. I feel like this is giving you like some pride emotions too. Like this is like filling you up in a different way. Like you've never really been filled up emotionally. Like being self-sufficient, providing for your family, pride. Like these are all kinds of emotions that you're getting from this. And these are kind of new to you. Not that you've been a deadbeat or anything like that. I don't mean it like that. What I really kind of see here for a lot of Cancers is that, you know, you're just kind of maturing now. You know, you're thinking ahead. You're thinking to the bigger picture. Some of y'all might have had a baby or been thinking of having a baby. You know, you're just kind of starting out on this. I wish I had time. I'd pull out the Ten of Cups or the Ten of Pentacles from my Vice Versa Tarot, and I would kind of show you the differences. But like, I get this is just like you're kind of on the beginning of this journey. You're not here yet because, you know, you're just at the beginning of it, okay? And so, like, this is like a new fulfillment of emotions just in a different way. So, I'm not saying money can buy you happiness. That's not what the advice is saying here. It's just saying the hard work, because the money is just like, the pentacles and the material stuff is just a result of the energy and effort you put into making it. So that's what I'm talking about, the energy, the emotion that went into making it, and then being proud and, feeling victorious and proud in what you created. You know, it's just a different kind of filling up of your emotional wealth. So this is really, really great. Really, really very cool, Cancer. So I'm drawn to my Nature's Whispers because, I mean, you're good. You're doing good. Good. Cancer. What message or guidance do you have for Cancer for February 28th? Please and thank you. What message or guidance do you have for Cancer for February 28th? Please and thank you. Cancer, February. Be true to your heart. That's another message. Okay. So make sure that when you're planning ahead and making this money, because it is very easy. So this is kind of a warning. Not a warning, but, you know, just kind of like, you know, you're on the right track. Just make sure that this doesn't turn into greed, and make sure that you keep on this path for the right reasons and don't start becoming stingy and focus on just making that money, you know, because there is a fine line. And then you kind of get in that mindset, you know, that saving mindset. And like once you've like broken the bad spending habits and that, and you've like got on the savings thing, it's almost addictive, you know, like watching your accounts grow. And then you don't want to part with your money, you know, you don't want to part with it. You want to keep it because you work so hard. And so then it's kind of pointless that you went and did all that to, you know, have extra money to spend and do fun things when, you know, it kind of turns you into, you know, just kind of wanting to save it all and, you know, not greedy, but just hoard all the money, you know, like Scrooge McDuck. So just make sure that you stay connected to your emotions, okay? Just make sure you stay connected, you know, to why you started this in the first place, and don't lose track of the emotional, you know, the motivation towards this. It's not just creating money for your family. What is that money going to do for your family? You know, the why behind it, not just create money. Well, why do you need that money? Because money on its own isn't going to do anything for your family. You know, the money itself, you know, like Scrooge McDuck, unless you're happy swimming in your vault of gold coins, which I don't think it works that way, you know, in the real world, you know, that it doesn't do anything. It's what you do with the money that is the important part. All right, that is your February 28th, Cancer. Moving right along. Virgos. Virgo. All right. Virgo. I've told you all before that I'm a Virgo, so I really do try to keep myself out of your readings. Not sure I did that for the 27th. I tried, though. Hopefully I'll find out in the comments if we're just all going through that. So Virgos, my Virgo friends, what message or guidance do you have for Virgos? What is their focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome for February 28th for my Virgos? For February 28th, Virgos. Virgo, February 28th. Virgo, February 28th. Strength. 8 of Pentacles reversed, 2 of Swords, and the Page of Wands. Okay. Well, the good news is that you are focused on getting your strength back. Not your physical strength, but your emotional strength, you know, your courage, your patience, your just like I said, your inner strength. So you're working on getting that back. And I feel like you're doing a really good job of it. So that's just your focus for the 28th, is your strength. I wouldn't be surprised if this is kind of your kind of like a reoccurring thing, but it's definitely really on your mind for the 28th. Your obstacle is the 8 of Pentacles reversed. You want your strength back, but you're not putting the work in. I hate to say that. Yeah. So, I say that. I hate to say that, but I'm saying that because, all right, this is, the working card, the kind of going back to work and yada, yada, yada. Something you were really good at, something, you like to do. But I feel like, especially since you're working on your inner strength, see, us Virgos, we like to look like this on the outside. Meanwhile, on the inside, we feel anything but. Okay, we have a lot of anxiety, we have a lot of insecurity, but we don't show that to the world. At least I don't. I don't think I've met a Virgo who does. And so you normally are all for, like, if it involves work and that's your answer and that's how you get out of a situation, then yeah, that's what you're going to do. That's right up your alley. You know what? Oh, I need to go to work to fix this? Awesome. I can do that. But this is inner work that we got to do. And I feel like sometimes that scares the Virgos. Because we're very practical. We're not, some of us. This is general. So if you're a Virgo that's like, has a lot of water in your chart, or you're just really comfortable with your emotions, this probably isn't about you, all right? Because you already have your strength. You're not having to work on that because you're comfortable with your emotions inside. For Virgos, that have a lot of Virgo in their chart, and they might not be as more, they just might not be that comfortable with their emotions. Like, doing inner work is kind of scary. So we want to work on our strength and our inner strength, but we really have no idea on how to go about that. The advice, though, is to make a decision. We have to make a decision. That's going to kind of be like, what happened? That's kind of like not going to be a test of our strength, but we have to make a decision. I feel like we have to make the decision to dive in deep and work on ourselves inside. And I'm saying ourselves because I have to put me in there with my Virgo people. I am in here a little bit. I'm seeing that. But hopefully there's other Virgos out there who need this message as well. I don't feel like this is just for me. But yeah, a decision needs to be made. It might be a decision about something externally. Maybe you need your strength to leave a situation. Maybe you need the strength to stand up to somebody, or a situation at work or something of that nature, okay? So this decision needs to be made, though. And it's going to take your inner strength to really make this decision and follow through with it, So, all right. So your outcome is the Page of Wands reversed. Sorry, I'm getting all choked up. It stopped raining, and I guess spring is trying to come in Georgia or something, and the pollen's out, and it's really messing with me. But, yes, I know it's February. Page of Wands reversed is your outcome. So don't plan on any new creative ideas coming in. You might be waiting on a message on a new project as well. It's probably not coming in. I'm not saying that you didn't get it or it's not happening. I'm saying it's not coming in right this minute. These are dailies, so it might come in tomorrow or a week from now. Who knows? I just get that it's going to be delayed or it's not coming in. You're not going to get this communication, this message of a new project But I'm really just getting you're just not going to be feeling very creative. You're not going to be feeling very motivated. In fact, you may be feeling a little down. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll just stick with the Shadow and Light Oracle for Virgo. What message or guidance do you have for my Virgos for February 28th? Please and thank you. Virgos, February 28th. What message or guidance do you have for Virgos for February 28th? Do you see how big these cards are compared to my hand? Like, they're perfect if they would just be a little bit smaller. I mean, look at that. They're like literally almost the size of my hand. I like them. That's why I always have such a hard time shuffling these, in case you can't see, because my hands are itty bitty compared to these. All right. Aloha healing. So you're working on healing. This one's been coming out a lot. I feel like this is the first time it came out for you, but this is the process in healing. This is a step in healing. So, like, you're still healing from something probably bigger overall, and it definitely did take down your strength. So this is something that's testing your inner strength as well, this decision that has to be made. But this is a step in the process of healing, healing yourself from the past, whatever it is. And it could be the recent past. It could be like something from childhood. I hate to say blame it on your parents, but it could be, you know, just something in the past. You know, it could be as recent as yesterday. This is a step of you healing. All right, so you're working on healing, and this is like a step towards healing yourself. I said I wasn't going to pull a healing card because I didn't feel like you needed it, and you needed it. Good thing the cards know what we need. All right, Leos. Hey, Leos. How are you? How's your February? Well, I guess since this is coming out tomorrow, how was your February 27th? All right. Leos, February 28th. What is Leo's focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome for February 28th? Please and thank you, Leo. February 28th. Leos, February 28th. Leo, 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 Leo. February 28th. Leo. Okay, I don't normally like to do. I'm actually just going to show you. Look, you had Ace of Cups reversed and the Wheel of Fortune come out, so there's not really new beginnings on emotions, but luck is on your side, so this might be a good thing. We'll see. What does the reading have to say? What is happening for February 28th? Focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome for Leo, February 28th. All right. Come on. I like this furry rug because it's pretty, but man, it gets in the way sometimes. Knight of Wands reversed, Four of Wands, the Tower reversed, King of Wands reversed. So you got a lot of fire energy here, Leo. Good thing you're comfortable with fire energy. But you got the Knight and the King of Wands both reversed. So starting out with the Knight of Wands reversed, ending with the King of Wands reversed. So it's almost like this day gets worse. You know, it starts off, you know, not that great, and then like it kind of gets worse. The good card you have is in the obstacle part. So the Knight of Wands. You start the day off, or your focus is, what did I say? What did I say? We pulled out the Ace of Cups reversed, but you had the Wheel of Fortune. Yep. So, I guess I'll stop playing with my cards. So you have the Knight of Wands. There's not movement being made, okay? So you're kind of like obsessed. I say obsessed, but it's your focus. So you're focused on the movement not being made. So you might be trying to rush it. So you might be tempted to just like kind of push it along. Don't do it. Please don't do it, because it doesn't, you don't have control over the situation, okay? So stop being impatient. You know, go team up with the Knight of Pentacles for a little bit. And just kidding. But don't be impatient. Don't try to force this. Don't try to not manipulate it in a bad way, but, you know, try and get the ball rolling. I'm getting this is over a romantic relationship, because you have the Four of Wands. And, you know, this is like a reunion. You may be wanting to reconcile with someone, okay? Yeah. Yeah, you're trying to reconcile with someone. But the advice is the Tower reversed. So you can see the Tower in a few different ways reversed. Reversed is, you know, someone who is clinging to it, who doesn't want it to end. You know, we think of the Tower reversed that way when we, well, not when we want it to end, but, you know, when we want things to end and then we get the Tower reversed, we're like, man, why isn't this ending already? I'm ready for it to be over with. I'm tired of being in it. Like, why won't it end? So the advice, but then I'm babbling, because I'm trying to figure out which way this is meaning, because it can go one of two ways. Meaning, let it go. The advice meaning let it go. Okay, let this crash down. Let it fall. And I always see it that way. Okay. And when I say that way, I did get a comment on one of my videos. Doesn't the Tower reverse mean rebuilding? No, it does not mean rebuilding to me. Because I see it a little bit different, okay? So when I say let the Tower crash, let it go, let it fall down, because I see it that way, because if you do get back with someone, you want to start new. You want to start a new tower. You want to build a new foundation, you know, because you've already kind of broken the foundation of your other one. And so I say you need to let it go. I'm just going to go with that. You need to let it go. You need to let this end. You need to let it come crashing down and be over and done with, all right? That doesn't mean you're not going to get a reconciliation. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let this one go. Let this one burn. Let this one crumble. Because if another offer is being made, you want that to be built on something new, okay? You want to build that on new ground. You want a new foundation with that person. You don't want to keep this one, okay? Because this one has a lot of negativity with it. This one has a lot, you know, just a lot of hurt with it already, okay? So, since I don't see anything about whether this is good or bad, this reconciliation, and this is 24 hours, I'm not going to say you should let it go and move on. You should let this crash. Let it come down, okay? Stop trying right this second. Let this crash, all right? The two cards that came out while we were shuffling was the Ace of Cups reversed and the Wheel of Fortune, okay? This is not the time, you know, to be for new beginnings. Yes, luck is on your side. The universe is on your side. But now it's not going to happen with the emotional aspect. So let the emotion, you know, let this crash down so you can turn that Ace of Cups around, okay, and have new emotions, okay? Your outcome is the King of Wands. So, like I said, I feel like you lose your courage, okay? This really knocks you down. You do lose something here, okay? You do lose something in this. The tower moment wouldn't be a tower moment if it was easy, okay? So you lose some passion. You lose some motivation, all right? But this is 24 hours, okay? This needs to happen. The tower, and especially with this, I feel like this, you can't change this. You can prolong it. You can drag it out and make it worse. But I really feel like you should let this thing come crashing down, because you don't want to build this tower anyways. You want to build a new tower, okay? Not necessarily with someone new, but, you know, if you're going to rebuild with this person, rebuild somewhere new. Rebuild on new ground, on fresh ground, where you let the dust settle, okay? You let the negative, you know, all the negative emotions fizzle out. So you can just replace it with positive emotions, new emotions. Let go of control issues. Leo trying to control something? No. Yeah, that's what this was saying. You're trying to control it. Let go of it. You can't control this. You can't control this. You can't control this. All right? All right. Leo. Aries. On with Aries. Aries, Aries, Aries. How is y'all's 27th? I can't remember. Like I said, I don't have my list of titles that I made for y'all's readings. Aries, 27th. 28th, sorry. 28th. Aries, 28th. Last day of February. Aries, Aries, Aries. February 28th. Focus. Obstacle. Advice and outcome. Please and thank you. Aries, Aries, Aries. Aries, 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 Aries. Oh, too many. Aries, Aries, Aries. February 28th. Hello. I think my cards might be getting tired. I like how the third pile is hardly ever anything. Ooh, the Empress. 3 of Pentacles. The Moon reversed and the Fool. Aries. Some of you may be getting pregnant, okay? The Empress is here. She does look pregnant. I can't ignore that. So some of you may be focused on getting pregnant, or may be finding out that you're becoming pregnant, or becoming pregnant. Be finding out that you were pregnant. Yeah. I don't mean to laugh at that. And then the Ace of Cups flipped over, you know, so this is definitely a new emotional beginning here. But you are, okay, for those of you that aren't trying to get pregnant, don't go running, all right? But if you're not trying to get pregnant, keep that in mind, all right? For those of you that aren't pregnant or trying to get pregnant, you're focused on creating something new, all right? You're focused on just starting something new, creating something, a new beginning. You did get the Ace of Cups, so you're trying to create some kind of new emotional beginning. The obstacle is the 3 of Pentacles, which talks about partnership, but since it's Pentacles, it normally means at work, so you might, some of you might work with somebody from the first group. So some of you might have gotten pregnant by someone at work, but like I said, that's just a side thing for a small group of you. But there's something at work. There's a partnership, collaboration, teamwork that needs to be done. And you might meet someone new there, but this is your obstacle. So you're trying to create something new, but you're having to work with someone else to do it. All right, so this might be your partner, your significant other, possibly just a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you know. But it's not flowing very well, all right? You're not working very well with this person. I get because you might be a little bit of a control freak type of thing, a little OCD about it. You'd rather just do it yourself so you know it's right. Or y'all aren't using your skills wisely, meaning, you know, you let them do what they're good at and you do what you're good at, so you can finish quickly and efficiently and have, you know, the best product because y'all both focused on what y'all were good at. So the obstacle here is some sort of collaboration you have with someone else, all right? So you're trying to create something, and I feel like you're trying to create something and you want to do it on your own, but you have to have help with it. It's kind of irritating you. The moon is your advice, all right? So some things aren't, not everything is in the light. I'm not necessarily getting secrets or bad things. I'm just getting that there's some stuff about what's going on that you don't know yet, all right? Not necessarily a bad thing, not necessarily a good thing. You just don't know yet, all right? Not a bad or good thing. So just be aware that not everything has been uncovered yet. But you have the Fool as your outcome. So you take a leap of faith, all right? You take a leap of faith in whatever this is you're trying to create. You take, for those of you that are pregnant or do become pregnant, you guys, y'all are just pretty happy about it, and you're just like ready to step off that cliff right into motherhood, so, or fatherhood, or whatever it is. Y'all are ecstatic. You know, you have blind optimism. You are just very optimistic about it. If you're not pregnant or any of that other stuff, you still have the same feelings about what you're trying to create. Moving forward, you do feel good about this. You do have faith. You are taking that leap. You know, you're taking that first step off, and, you know, you're fine with it. You know that things are going to work out, and you're very optimistic about it. This is a great reading, Aries. I kind of got sidetracked. I do that a little bit. All right, so I'm going with the Nature Whispers for you, because I see lots of butterflies here, and there's butterflies on this. You start your day with butterflies, and you end your day with butterflies. All right, Aries. Aries, Aries, Aries. February 28th. What message or guidance? Holy moly. Too many. What message or guidance do you have for Aries for February 28th? Please and thank you. These are almost as big as my hand too. So February 28th. Aries, Aries, Aries. Clear out the old. All right, so you are trying to create something. You are trying to create something new. Make sure that you're clearing out the old so you have room for this. I love this card. Look how gorgeous this card is. All these cards are pretty, but did you know that she has puzzles that that look like this? And I'm trying to find that one. I've already done 2 of them. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked again. I love this card, though. I just really like it, other than the message. But, you know, you need to clear out the old. So you are sure, well, just to make sure that you're making space, making room for this new whatever you're creating. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a baby, but Some of you it is. All right, that is Aries. Geminis. Geminis, I'm feeling, why am I feeling the vice versa tarot? Some of y'all are going to get mad at me. I needed a relationship. They still talk about relationships. It's like you saw that still talked about money. It's just one tells a better story about one over the other. So, all right, Gemini. What is Gemini's focus, obstacle, and outcome for February 28th? Please and thank you. Gemini, February 28th. Oh, lordy. I do know that one was out there first, so I'll keep it. And I was just thinking that these don't go all over the place like the other ones, but they do, apparently. And I mean, this goes to tell me that you're still focusing on your home. Got the Hierophant, the Tower. Oh, lordy. The Emperor, is that? Yeah, the Emperor. And then you have the Seven of Swords. Let me make sure you can see all this. So, you have the Ten of Cups, but... So, I feel like your motivation is a happy family, all right? Things don't necessarily look... You know, this almost kind of looks like sad a little bit, you know, like they're consoling each other. But I just feel like, you know, family issues are kind of what's been going on in the background. You do have the Hierophant. So, some of you may be focused on getting married, because this does talk about, like, traditional religious stuff. And, you know, that's kind of marriage. But some of you are kind of trying to go back to tradition. Gemini, some of you, I see that you guys got divorced, or you left, or you separated from someone. Yeah, I'm seeing that for some of you guys. Okay, because this Tower being the obstacle. Okay, but that's just for some of y'all. I'm not getting that for all of you. I do get that some of you may have... Some of you are arguing. Some of you aren't letting something end, okay? Because this isn't the obstacle. But you're not letting something go. I'm not getting that this is major. Like, some of you, I am getting a divorce, okay? I feel like, or a separation of some sort. Yeah, that could have been justice or judgment that was there too, but I don't know, just with I keep focusing on the sadness here, so you need to let go of something, all right? That's your obstacle. Some of you are going to counseling, I feel like. Some of you may be going to counseling, like couples counseling at your church or something, and that's good. Or just some kind of counseling. It doesn't have to be at the church. I do feel like some of you are seeking out counseling. And what I'm seeing here is your obstacle is letting the petty shit go, all right? They could have used a different card for this. A different card could have come out for it, and it would have been a little bit clearer. But you need to let all of the stuff that has nothing really in it anyways. Look at this Tower. There's nothing in there. Nobody gets hurt if it crashes, you know? So it's almost like some of y'all are holding onto grudges, you know, And you guys got to let it go. It's, you know, it's not helping the situation. Let it go, all right? Just let the tower crumble, let that stuff go, and focus on the good stuff, because your advice is the Emperor, all right? So y'all need to start looking ahead, looking to the future. But damn, you have the Seven of Swords here, all right? That's the good side of it. That's not too bad. All right, so you guys just need to start looking forward. The Emperor, he's a strategic planner, all right? He has other things about him too, but this also could be like getting advice from a father figure, getting help or guidance from a father figure. But I mean, just from this side of it, he's kind of looking out, looking to the future, trying to figure out where he wants to go next, what he wants to do next. So I feel like that's what you need to do. And, you know, like I said, I do kind of see, you know, from here, even though the Ten of Cups is happy, I'm just getting divorced for some of y'all, even though there's nothing really here that definitely says divorce. I feel like there's a small part of you, there's a small group of you that this is kind of talking about divorce, all right? But then the rest of, another bigger group of you, I feel like, you know, you are going to counseling. Things are not good, okay? And it's not really seen how it's going to end out yet. But things are rocky. I feel like I'm just doing doom and gloom. But I'm not. I'm really not, okay? It's not decided yet. Y'all are putting in the work, all right? You guys need to let go of some grudges. You know, look to the future. Plan together. Look to the future together. What does that look like? However, you have the Seven of Swords. So there has been some shadiness. There's been some sneakiness, maybe manipulation and lies going on. But what I see with this being this side on the outcome is that it all comes to light, and I feel like it's already, y'all already know about it. That's why you're here anyways, all right? But it's kind of like the sneakiness is going away, the lying, the manipulation is going away. You're working, you know, that's kind of what y'all are working through right now. And I do get see, I told you this could be about relationship too. Yeah, just not as pretty. So this goes away, all right? This is on the way out. I feel like it's already been uncovered. Y'all are working on it in therapy, I feel like, and you let the grudges go from it. So I feel like you guys start planning past that, whether that's together or individually. I have no idea. This doesn't really say, except for some of you, I did get divorced, but I feel like you've already, I feel like for those of you that are getting divorced, you've kind of already been through this part already. So, Gemini, what message or guidance do you have for Gemini for February 28th? Please and thank you. What message or guidance do you have for Gemini for February 28th? Please and thank you. Gemini. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So this is the... I can't talk anymore. Okay, so this is the part where it's very crucial to keep an open mind, all right? If you truly, truly want to work through this together and end up staying together, keep an open mind, all right? Don't necessarily think the worst of the other person, especially because there has been some, you know, manipulating and shady things going on in the past. That doesn't mean it's going to repeat. I'm almost hearing, you know, keep an open mind and genuinely give them another chance, all right? If that's what you're choosing to do, okay? For those of you that I feel like you're already passed through this, like I said, I keep feeling there's two groups of you. kind of like going through this now and just went through this type of thing. When your next person comes, you just got to keep an open mind. You can't be... I love how you can be told, well, you need to manifest, you need to give the details on exactly what you want to attract and this and that. When you're also being told, keep an open mind because you are going to miss out on your soulmate because you thought they should have dark hair instead of blonde hair or something like that. I know. But right now is just a good time to keep an open mind. Try dating outside of your type or seeing people outside of your normal type. Just keep an open mind and try different things right now. All right, Gemini. I wonder how long this video is right now. Scorpio, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Halfway through. All right. Scorpios. Oh, my hand's on this one, so I still feel like it's this one. All right, Scorpio, February 28th. What is Scorpio's focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome? Please and thank you. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. February 28th. Please and thank you. There's that 7 of Wands again, Swords again. I'm gonna have to stop using this deck. I feel like that comes out a lot. Whenever I do my mom's readings, that's always coming out. Okay, so your focus is uncovering the shadiness, all right? I don't feel like you're being sneaky. I feel like you feel like someone was being sneaky around you, maybe lying to you. And so you're trying to uncover it, or it's coming to light, just exactly what's been going on. Because you do have judgment as your obstacle. And when it comes in the obstacle, Scorpio, I hope you weren't the one being shady, because it's about to come bite you in the hiney. Judgment's coming, all right? So clarity about the situation is coming, all right? I kind of see judgment and justice the same. Not the same, but I also do feel like there's a bit of karma associated with each of them. But this also talks about a decision being made, okay? So you have... Let's clarify the judgment, all right? Let's clarify the judgment for Scorpio's obstacle. Please and thank you. Clarify the judgment. Judgment, judgment, judgment. Why is judgment here for Scorpio's obstacle for February 28th? Please and thank you. King of Pentacles. Why am I keep saying Swords? All right, so you have the judgment and the... So you kind of make a decision, and I feel like, no, you need to make a decision, and you're kind of closed off from this decision, all right? You're not really wanting to make it. You're still taking time to really think on it, all right? You're taking... Because the King of Pentacles, he's very solid, he's very practical, but he's not going to rush into a decision. He's not going to rush into making something. If he feels like he needs to take time to really weigh his options, that's what he's going to do, all right? So you kind of need to make a decision about something. a final decision about something, but you're not ready to make it yet because you're still deciding on it and you're not going to be rushed. You may feel that this is going on, that someone is being sneaky and you can't trust them, that someone's lying to you. That might be what's keeping you from making a decision as well. Your advice is to find peace, to find harmony, to find balance, okay? So, yeah, that's all I got for you. You got to... I'm also hearing kind of weigh your options, because I see you're putting the water back and forth. I don't normally hear that with that, but that's just something that kind of came in. But try and think of your balance. Try and think of what brings you peace and harmony, all right? And not so much about the other stuff when making this decision, all right? You do give an offer, though. You make an offer. You make this decision, and you have the Knight of Cups. You offer something to someone. You offer some kind of emotion. You give some kind of emotional offer to someone. It takes you... I feel like it's taken you a long time to get there, but that's what you end up doing. All right, Scorpio. You got a lot going on here. I'm just going to do shadow and light here because there's just a lot of different stuff going on here. The Seven of Swords always... I know what the card means, but then it always comes up in the weirdest spot. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute. And then I'm always afraid that it's about the person I'm doing the reading for. Like, you lying about something. Like, the cards see it. Why would you put me in this predicament? I'm just kidding. I don't feel like that's you, Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, February 28th. What message or guidance do you have? For Scorpio for February 28th. Please and thank you. See Beacon Fairy guidance, but where will it lead you? See, I do so many readings. I feel like this came out already, but it might have just been in a reading from yesterday. So when you're seeking guidance, just make sure that it's, there you go. It's coming from a trusty source, all right? Make sure that where your guidance is coming from isn't coming from someone who has a hidden agenda, okay? So you might be trying to make this decision and you're asking advice to friends and family. You need to make sure that that they don't have a hidden agenda, all right? Because it may lead you somewhere else other than you want to be, all right? Okay. Moving right along. Hey, Capricorn. All right, going back to my crystal visions. How you doing, Capricorn? Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, February 28th. Capricorn, February 28th. Focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome. Pretty, please. Capricorn. I hope things are getting easier for y'all. Capricorn. February 28th. I hope things are getting easier for all of my signs, but... Capricorn, February 28th. Please and thank you. No bonus cards, I guess. King of Swords reversed, Five of Swords reversed, Five of Cups, and Nine of Swords. Lots of swords here, Capricorn. You cut someone off. You cut someone off. Yep, that's your focus. I think going off of your last reading, I can't remember what it was, but I feel like that's where it was going with your last reading. I can't remember. I feel like it was you guys though. Oh lordy. So, yeah, you're cutting someone off. You're done. You're done, 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 done. Five of Swords is your obstacle. You've cut someone off. All right. I feel like you have cut someone off, okay? But you haven't quite moved on from it, all right? I mean, look, this almost kind of looks like you. You know, you're walking away, you're leaving, but you're still kind of looking back, you know, kind of checking on them, worried about them. You're still moving forward, but you're still concerned, all right? And then you have the Five of Cups as your advice. Isn't it funny that you have the Five of Cups, you have the Five of Swords, you have 3 cups on the water that you're focused on losing, but you just walked away with 3 swords. So, I feel like up to this point, up to this point, it's been a lot of action. You haven't really had to deal with the emotions aspect of it, okay? Yes, you're concerned about them, but that doesn't mean you're going back to them, all right? That doesn't mean you're going to go back and try to make everything okay for them. That ship has sort of sailed, I feel like, at least at this point, okay? So, up till this point, like, it's just been a lot of action, and there really hasn't been any emotions into it. Like, you could just kind of focus on the next thing and like kind of check it off your list, sort of, you know? Well, the advice is that you need to mourn these cups, all right? You need to, you know, work through these emotions, okay? And, you know, really process this loss, okay? Because this was a loss. You know, this was a loss. Maybe not in the end. It didn't really feel like that because things had gotten so ugly. But you wouldn't have been in that situation if there wasn't something there to begin with, all right? So kind of look back on the good times. Reminisce about the good times, okay? But then you have the Nine of Swords as the outcome. And nobody wants this as an outcome. Like, why would I do that to myself? Why would I worry about my emotions? Why would I try and remember the good times just to give me anxiety? You know, because it's part of the process, I feel like, okay? You are still going to have grief. You may feel down for a while, okay? It's okay. It's part of the process, all right? This is sword energy. I feel like everything has been pretty quick up until now. You might be here a little bit longer than you want to, but I don't know that... I feel like if you really genuinely go through these steps of mourning and loss, of ending, you know, when something ends, I feel like you won't be here very long, okay? But you lost, you know, there is a loss here, and you do need to kind of work through that before moving on, or else you're just going to be taking these 3 swords, which really you don't want to do, and these 3 cups into your next relationship. And you don't want to do that because there's nothing in those cups, okay? There's nothing they're almost like broken cups. Actually, you think of these cups like with holes in them, all right? They're not going to hold anything. So don't take them with you. Mourn them now, you know, so you can genuinely release them. Romance angels. Should I? Even though this is an ending. Maybe I should have went with the shadow of light, but this is what I grabbed, so I'm going to go with it. All right, Capricorn, what message or guidance do you have for Capricorn for February 28th? Please and thank you. What message or... There we go. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. This is going to hurt. You guys knew each other before in another another life. You may have known this person through multiple lifetimes. That's why it's so hard to let them go. But that doesn't mean that you need to stay with this person, okay? It's just letting you know that this person that you're leaving, you've known them before. I feel like y'all are kind of tied together. Y'all will know each other again. All right? I feel like y'all are kind of tied together. But right now, y'all need to, this is what needs to happen for y'all. All right, Libra. February 28th. Libra, February 28th. What is Libra's focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome? Please and thank you. What is Libra's focus, advice, focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome? Please and thank you. King of Swords reversed. Y'all are cutting someone off too. Two of Cups reversed. The Empress reversed. My goodness, Libra. Are you dealing with a Capricorn? That's kind of a joke, but not. Sorry. Both you and Capricorns. Okay. You have cut someone off. Yep. The obstacle is that this was a soulmate connection, so it's really hard to let go of it. All right? I feel like I just gave this reading sort of in a different way. Seriously, okay, if you hop, skipped, and jumped around in these readings, go back and look at Capricorns. They were right before you. They started with this, they ended with this. This was different. You might be dealing with a Capricorn, just saying. Cut someone off. This was a very deep connection, a soulmate connection, but it still ended. It's still ending. Your advice is don't create anything new with this person, not at this time. I feel like your reading is going to be really, really fast. And I don't mean to, it's just so straightforward, and I just gave it to Capricorn. But don't move forward with this person. Don't create anything new with this person just yet. Now is not the time. Remember, these are daily readings. Now is not the time, all right? Your outcome is going to be mourning, loss, grief. You may be feeling depressed. This is going to hit you hard. This is going to hurt like hell, all right? But this is a part of the process, and it needs to happen. I feel like you can try to create something new with this person, but I don't feel like it's going to go anywhere. It's just going to prolong this. Yeah. All right, Libra, I'm going to go with, I went with Romance Angels last time for Capricorn, so I'll go with Romance. Seriously, check Capricorns, because I feel like some of you are dealing with a Capricorn. All right, Libra. Libra, February 28th. What message or guidance do you have for Libras for February 28th? Please and thank you. Libra, February 28th. Please and thank you. Libra. feel like you got one in there for me, but you're having a hard time giving it to me. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. I really wanted to say that, you know, when I was saying that you have no control over this right now, this has to happen. I really do feel that, okay? It is worth going through this, okay? Because either you guys reconcile and then you get this deep connection that you wanted, you know, back to this deep connection, or this is clearing out of the way to make room for this new person that's on their way, because the universe, the divine, are bringing them to you, okay? So this has to happen, all right? This has to, it needs to, it sucks. I know, it really does. It sucks being here. I know, Libra. But you have good things on the way. And I don't mean that. Like, I don't mean like that. I'm just saying that. I definitely do mean good things are anyway, the way. I'm not just saying it. But you know how so many, I feel like, through so many readings, I get like, you know, I kind of get tired of saying it over and over. Well, this is ending. You got the Tower card here, but something better is coming in. Or you got the Death card, but something better is coming in. Yeah, I know. It's not that uplifting when you're going through it. All right. Taurus, February 28th. What is Taurus's February 28th? What is their focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome? Please and thank you. Taurus, February 28th. Taurus, February 28th. I'm a horrible singer, I know. February 28th. Taurus. I'm saying it so much now it sounds funny. I probably wasn't saying it right to begin with, though, to be honest. Taurus. 7 of Wands. The Fool. Hierophant. 3 of Wands. Okay, good. I need Libras and Capricorns. Whew. Shake it off. Sorry, Libra and Capricorn, if you're still watching. It weighs me down, too. I feel you when you do that, okay? I feel your pain when you get those kind of readings, all right? I'm there with you. All right, Taurus. So yours isn't as bad. Shaking it off. All right, so you are feeling defensive, though. Did you get this? Someone else got the 7 of Wands. They were feeling defensive, too. But it was in the 27th dailies, I think. You're feeling defensive, all right? You're feeling like you have to justify everything to everybody around you. And it has you second guessing. So you have the Fool as your obstacle. So all of this, everyone around you is kind of like making you create self-doubts because you're having to justify yourself. And you're like, well, if everybody thinks this is wrong, you know, after you hear that so much, you know, am I really on the right way? Like, am I really got the right idea? Yeah, you do. Take that leap. Stop listening to them suckers. I don't mean that in a bad way. But because I feel like these people that are kind of attacking you, or it feels like they're attacking you, I feel like it's not done with malice. I feel like they're just genuinely concerned. You know, if somebody, it's just a knee-jerk reaction for a lot of people, okay? So if, like, you know, somebody tells their friends that they're going to start a new business, yeah, they might like, oh, that's cool, but they'll be like, you're going to keep your job, right? You know? And I feel like that's kind of what you're going through. They're like, oh, but you're still going to do this. And you're like, no, I'm like, I'm stepping off the cliff. I'm like going full steam ahead. No, I'm doing this. And they're just like, are you sure? Like, don't you need a backup plan? Don't you need a safety net? Just take that step. Stop listening to them. Stop letting them slow you down. The sooner you take that leap of faith, the sooner, you know, you can get moving. Your advice is the Hierophant. Ow. So, not you. I moved my neck funny. So, your advice is the Hierophant. So, I'm getting that you may need some guidance through this, and you might need to go to a religious institution, you know, that you're some kind of religion that, you know, whatever you associate yourself with, or even just traditional type of I want to say like government, but I don't see how they could help you. Just some kind of traditional help, some kind of traditional outside way of help. So if you need help with your taxes, you're going to go to someone who traditionally does taxes. You know, something like that. I feel like you may need some guidance or help outside of you. Also, you might just need to connect to yourself more spiritually. You know, start going to church more, or praying more, or whatever that looks like to you. You will know. I'm just saying something in that realm is going to help you on this journey of yours. Because you are going to be planning ahead. Some of you are going to be moving. Some of you are going to be traveling. And some of you are just going to be planning ahead, looking to the future, you know, seeing where it takes you, you know, expanding your horizons, so to speak. All right? Yeah, I'm just shuffling my hands, so I have shuffling my cards, so I have something to do with my hands. Yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of trickiness here, but I feel like, you know, you do go from having to defend yourself, because you eventually do take that first step in the direction that you're wanting to go, and then you take, you know, you find some advice. You may go to a church or a priest or somebody and kind of, you know, you might go to confession or something, you know, and get help outside of yourself. You might just pray or meditate, something of that nature, to kind of clear your head and get some advice and clarity, so you can use that clarity to move forward. Alrighty. I'm going with Nature's Whispers because I feel like this is a pretty cool time for you. Yeah. What message or guidance do you have for Taurus for February 28th? Please and thank you. What message or guidance do you have for Taurus for February 28th? Please and thank you. February. Okay, you're not going in, are you? February 28th. February 28th. Taurus, 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 Taurus. There we go. Just like I like it. Love matters. I'm seeing this a few different ways. I'm seeing that this is about. I'm seeing that this is about a relationship for some of you, meaning like love matters, matters of the heart. Not that like love matters. I can't think of a way to define that one, but I feel like you're kind of having to justify this relationship that you're in, that you know, that you want to move forward with this person. And, you know, this is all about this relationship. And then some of this, I'm also getting that, don't judge these people around you too hard, because their motivation for what seems like attacking you, it's love. They love you, and they want the best for you. And, you know, I feel like they feel like you might be young, and they just kind of want to like bring you not back down to earth, but, you know, they really, they're not doing it to be mean. They're not doing it to set you back. They don't want to limit your potential. They are also just concerned about you, and they do love you, all right? So just remember that don't be too mad at those people, all right? Just don't be too mad. Just be like, oh, you know, bless y'all's hearts. You know, you think you're doing what's best for me. I get it, but you're really stressing me out here. I know that was really weird interpretation of that, I think. All right, we got Pisces and Sagittarius. All right, Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. I am feeling this for you. Pisces, 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 Pisces. February 28th. Pisces, February 28th. Pisces, February 28th. What is Pisces? Focus, obstacle, advice, and outcome. Please and thank you. Pisces, February 28th. Please and thank you. Just so you can see those, you got 4 of Pentacles, Temperance, and 8 of Wands. So we'll see what comes back out. If it's 1, I'll keep it. 2, maybe, but any more than that, I don't keep it out. Pisces, 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 February 28th. It's just not room. All right. Oh, yep. 8 of Swans. Just so you know, I'm looking like over here when I'm picking these, especially with these, because, because I don't want to be influenced by the cards I see. So I am not looking at the cards when I shuffle. These, anyways. The other ones don't matter. They have a back. All right, so you have the 8 of Wands. It did show up while we were shuffling, so it was supposed to be out here. Your focus is movement, moving forward. Your obstacle is balance and harmony. So you're having some trouble balancing and finding that harmony right now. You want to move forward so bad, but you just, you know, I feel like things are also changing so much. You know, not only are you wanting to move forward, because I feel like you're wanting to move past this, but things are just changed so much. It's hard for you to find your balance and harmony right now, and that's really, this is really where your focus should be right now. Your obstacle is the 10 of Swords, so you're still here. Did I say obstacle? Your advice. Oh, I'm losing it here. Sorry. I'll get it back together. Let me have a drink of Coke. Okay, so your advice is the 10 of Swords. You need to fully heal from this, all right? I feel like you're halfway there. You've climbed out of the armor. You know, you're in the sun again, even though it's eclipsed a little bit, but it's actually kind of a good thing for you so you don't get sunburned. But you need to keep healing from this, all right? And keep working on moving forward, because there is new emotional beginnings for you, new emotional fulfilling, I can't talk anymore, emotional fulfilling things coming your way. I would like to say like a new relationship, or possibly proposal or marriage, but you know, seeing that this is right here, I feel like it's just going to be serious. Whatever it is, all right? We'll just say something serious and new and happy. Your cup is going to flow over, runneth over. Something good is on the way. You have, you know, taken a while to get here, but it's finally, you're so close. You're so close. Just a little bit more healing here, and working on finding a good balance and harmony, and bam, in comes the Ace of Cups. I'm going to do shadow and light. I guess I could have done nature whispers, but I feel like there's still a little bit more shadow. I don't know, we'll find out. That's what I was drawn to, so that's what I picked. Pisces, what message or advice do you have for Pisces for February 28th? Please and thank you. Pisces, February 28th. What message or guidance do you have for Pisces? Storm angels. Collisions of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. I feel like this is where you came from. You see, you remember when I was shuffling and this side came out? Yeah, I feel like you're finally feeling less in the storm, all right? I feel like you've had a lot of collision of beliefs and just energies around you lately. And I feel like the sun, like this side came out when I was shuffling, all right, with the other ones. So I feel like that was telling me that, yeah, the change has just been chaotic and crazy. But now it's finally, it's still, things are still changing, but it's not as chaotic. And, you know, so I feel like this card is really talking to where you've been and to avoid it. I feel like you need to avoid it, but you might have some more of this kind of when you're dealing with that. But yeah, I feel like this is more about where you've been than advice. What I'm hearing is, look at how far you've come. Look at what you've made it through. Yeah, that's what I'm really hearing. Look how far you've come, Pisces. Because it wasn't long ago that you were here and there. You've come a long way, Pisces. And you have worked very, very hard and earned every bit of this Ace of Cups that you're getting. All right, Pisces, that's your February 28th. Let's get on to Sagittarius. Last, but definitely not least. Not in my eyes, anyways. All right, Sagittarius. February 28th. What is your February 28th look like? Sagittarius, February 28th. What does it look like? Focus, obstacle, advice, potential outcome for Sagittarius for February 28th. Please and thank you. The Star reversed. The Tower, High Priestess, Nine of Cups, reversed. You're going to be like that, Sagittarius, huh? You're going to end on that kind of note. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, the Star reversed is your focus. So, I feel like you don't have a lot of hope right now, okay? You're not having a whole lot of faith. Definitely not having a whole lot of you have no inner clarity. I get your focus is that you want to get that back, but you're down right now. Your obstacle is the Tower, and I feel like you're down because this Tower moment is happening. Okay, but you know, you have the High Priestess here, you know you can't stop it, and I feel like that's why you've kind of given in. You've given in to the Tower. You're not trying to stop it. You're not trying to hold on to it. You're not trying to keep it from falling down. You're letting it fall down, but it's taking its toll on you, all right? But you know, your advice is, you know this has to happen. You know, in order to find your hope again and your renewal, your inner clarity, you know, and having faith again, that this has to end. And so you're letting it, you know, at least, you know, how I said you didn't have this inner clarity and you didn't have faith right now. It's funny that you have that, but I feel like you really you're still connected to your intuition. Yeah, like your intuition tells you, you know, you may not know that it's your intuition telling you that you need to let go of this and let this just fall, but you're following it. All right? Cuz this is in your advice column, but I just keep hearing you know, all right? You may not necessarily fully trust yourself yet, or even realize that this is your intuition telling you, but you will. Your advice is your intuition, but I get that you're already listening to your intuition, because why else would you just... This says you have no faith, you have no inner clarity, you have no hope, but you're still just letting the tower fall? No. Nobody who has no hope, no clarity, no, you know, no faith is going to just let something end. They're not going to just let it end. They're going to fight it tooth and nail because they do not have faith. All right? So this says you don't have this faith, but you do. It's here in your intuition, though. You just don't know what it is, all right? You haven't really connected with it, and I feel like once this is over, you will. But something's guiding you to let that fall, because people in this situation don't let this just fall. They don't. They hold on to it because they're scared. I feel like sometimes it takes a lot of faith to let a tower fall, all right? So I feel like your intuition here, rely on your intuition right now. Trust yourself, all right? Just trust your intuition, because that's what you've been doing so far, and it is not leading you astray. It's leading you exactly where you need to be. However, you do have the Nine of Cups reversed as your outcome, so you do feel like your wishes did not come true. You do feel like you were not successful in manifesting what you wanted, but this is for a 24-hour period, and I feel like this is going to turn around once you start kind of getting this back, and you will get that back. Once the dust is kind of settled, you'll be like, you know, it's almost like once this tower is out of the way, you're like, hey, I know you, intuition. And it's like, yeah. You know, so you kind of connect these two, and then you write this, and then you write everything else. I like playing with mismatching flippy floppies with my cards. But yeah, I feel like this changes for you. This isn't an easy reading for you. This isn't an easy time, but let me tell you something here. This is not easy, but you're making it as easy as you can on yourself by not fighting this. If you were fighting this, holy moly, this would be so much harder. So I feel like this is going to actually be very relatively quick, okay? I am going to go with Heal Yourself cards. Not because I think you necessarily need a whole lot of healing, but I just feel drawn to these cards. I feel like they have a message in here for you. All right, Sagittarius. All right, what message or guidance do you have for my Sagittarius friends for February 28th? Whoa. Please and thank you. Sagittarius, February 28th. Sagittarius. February. Oh. Take off your mask. What does that mean, Sagittarius? What are you hiding from? Because you're sure not hiding from that. You're not hiding from the Tower. You're letting it happen. I feel like this is what you've been telling yourself. You've been telling yourself that. That's the mask you put on to yourself. But like I said, you know how I was saying through your whole reading? People who are in this situation don't let this happen. They don't. They don't let it happen. They cling to it. They fight it tooth and nail. But you haven't been. This is just a mask. All right? Because when I saw the Star reversed and the Tower and all this other stuff, I was like, why is this here? This doesn't make sense. It's a mask. It's an illusion you put on yourself. You know what I've heard, what I'm hearing, is that it's not a mask that you've put on. It's a mask that somebody has put on you. All right? And what I mean by that is like, it's just kind of like how they've talked to you, things they've said, you know, and they've, you know, maybe they'll be like, you know, so-and-so is just he's just so practical, you know, he or she, you know, they don't like being in the spotlight, or they don't like this, or they don't like that, and that has made you, you know, they don't really believe in hope. They're just very practical. They're very down to earth, you know. They're not, you know what I mean? They don't believe in miracles. They make things happen type of thing. And I feel like this has just kind of been ingrained in you. And so you feel like this is you. This is how you feel like it is. But it's not. Really, this is you right here. Right here, this is you, okay? This is you for real. Because this never made sense. I couldn't really make sense of this with the other thing, with your other cards here. Because like I keep saying, the people who have this reverse, do not let this happen. They fight it tooth and nail. It happens anyways, but they fight it. Take off this mask and really, really unite these two. All right? Because then, guess what happens? You fulfill every wish you want. All right? All right, Sagittarius. That is your February 28th. And that is all of the signs for February 28th. I hope you enjoyed this, if you're still here. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of your others. Let me know if you like the 12 signs, or if you'd rather do it by elements, you know, like earth signs, air signs, water signs, fire signs. Or if you like this way. I feel like it's kind of better this way, because then you can kind of check in on the other signs a whole lot easier for you cross watchers, or check on other parts of your birth chart. All right. I will see you guys next time.